Kia ora or hello and welcome back to my channel. If you don't know who I am, my name is Odessa and today we will be doing my tips and tricks for thrifting in Korea. So I've been living in Korea for 11 months now, and coming to Korea I didn't think that it was going to be possible, but it turns out that thrifting is a really big thing over here, or there are a lot of thrift stores. So I'm going to give you a rundown of my tips and tricks on how to successfully thrift in Korea. If you're not subscribed, feel free to subscribe. Also, I do have a TikTok now. I did a thrift store video on there and it semi blew up, and so your girl's been trying to do this TikTok thing. So if you want to give me a follow over there, I do shorter thrift lifestyle videos over there. Also other social medias up here. Okay, let's get into it. Don't mind me, I will be looking on my computer. I've just got all my notes on there. Lots of hats, I'm sorry. The first thing is how to find thrift stores in Korea. Now, if you are in Korea, you will need one app, and that is Naver Maps. Kakao Maps doesn't really work with this, so Naver Maps for this one. And all you need to do in Naver Maps is, if you're looking for thrift stores, do not use thrift or thrift stores in the search bar. It ain't gonna work, nothing shows up. What you want to look up is used apparel, one word together, and what will happen is that's where all the thrift stores are categorized under. So they're not under thrift stores, they're under used apparel. This works in every place. As you can see, you can literally go into really small towns and cities and it still works. Obviously they don't show all thrift stores because some thrift stores are under fashion as the category, so some do not show up, but 80% of thrift stores do show up when you look up used apparel. You might not know this, but Seoul is known to have a lot of thrift stores, but also very overpriced, so keep that in mind. I suggest if you want to thrift on the outskirts or more in the rural areas. I know Gyeonggi, Paju is where all the amazing thrift stores are. The one where I thrifted at the Thrift Mountain, that was in Gyeonggi, and I know there's another one very similar, like literally 30 minutes drive from that one. So let's go on to types of thrift stores and chains. So there are a few chains in Korea that you can come across. The first is the 아름다운가게, which translates to the beautiful store. Now this is kind of their equivalent to their Salvation Army or Vinnies. They're literally scattered everywhere in Korea. I have two in my city in Wonju. The thing I love about 아름다운 store is they have knickknacks and home stuff, whereas the other thrift stores are only shoes, handbags, clothing. So if you want little knickknacks and books and K-pop albums, so 아름다운 store actually sells K-pop albums. I thrifted Super M, I thrifted 17, I thrifted GOT7 albums. So if you don't want to spend lots of money on some albums, you can buy them really cheap, between 5,000 to 8,000 won. So that's a really cool tip. Also, the thing with beautiful store is their prices are really reasonable. It starts between 3,000 won or $3 up to the 30,000 won for more heavy jackets and really nice coats. Also, the good thing about 아름다운 store is they get lots of dead stock. So literally today I bought a brand new 3CE lipstick, so they had dead stock 3CE. They also get dead stock brands, clothing brands, shoe brands, and stuff like that. So if you want brand new stuff, they also have it, and they price it really good. I thrifted this today at the 아름다운 store, and fun fact, it says it's Balenciaga. I don't think it is, but it's a really fun cardigan, to say the least. So I bought it and it was literally priced 7,000 won. I'm gonna put it up here. I'm gonna butcher the name. And this is kind of more like your Savers, your Tilly's. We have two stores of this chain. And actually I didn't know this was a chain until I looked it up and realized that there are a few stores scattered around Korea. So this is another one. Let's talk about different types of thrift stores. I got lots of comments on my TikTok being like, you know, Seoul's really overpriced. I would say 50% of those stores are vintage stores, and vintage stores are different to thrift stores. Vintage stores are normally curated, so the owners know what to look for, they know the years, and so that makes obviously the price more expensive. So you're looking at 20,000 won minimum, upwards of a couple of 100,000 won. So those are vintage stores. Then there's the normal thrift stores, like the Beautiful store, like the other store I was telling you about. And then there's the Ajuma stores, which are these little random stores that a lady or a man owns, and pretty much it's just a bunch of clothing. Most of the clothing don't have price tags. With these ones, they're a little bit more intimidating because the owners don't speak English, and you just kind of have to ask if you like something and prepare to be ripped off because you feel like, oh, a foreigner kind of thing. But you do find some gems, vintage Gucci, Ferragamo, designer Louis Vuitton. So like you can find some really good stuff. You just have to be prepared to dig because it's literally just a small shop crammed with lots of stuff. The types of chains, those can vary between 3,000 won to 40,000 won depending on the brand, the jackets. And then obviously the Ajuma stores have no prices, which means you have to ask for the price. But with the ones that don't have prices, you can haggle. So with these ones you can ask for a discount. So kakajuseyo, and they might give you a discount, they might not. But be prepared to know some Korean to haggle. Obviously you can't haggle in the stores that already have price tags because they're set prices. Let's go on to Korean brands and just kind of knowing what to look out for. This will help you out, especially if you want to resell the items. If you don't know what to look for, you could lose the opportunity to find gems. Some of the brands to look out for in Korea for women is Twee, Nanning 9, Plastic Island, Tomboy, all the stores that you can find in AK Plaza or in Shinsekai. Those are the type of brands you want to look out for because those are very good quality stores that are really expensive. So if you can find those brands at a thrift store, then you can save hundreds of dollars. What I do is I literally look up AK Plaza stores and Shinsekai stores and just kind of screenshot it and have it there with you if you're unsure of the brand. Just pull out your phone, do some research, and you'll kind of figure out if it's worth buying or not. Also know textures, materials. So for instance, I thrifted this a couple of days ago, and it's this really cute little bum bag. It gives me Chanel vibes. So I looked in this because it feels really nice, and it turns out that this is 100% leather, and it's from the brand Erin Dana. Now I always have my phone on me and I always research if it feels good. Turns out this is a $200 bum bag, and it's actually sold out everywhere. So just from being able to feel it and feel how weighty it is, you might find something really good. And the last is thrifting designer. Now I have thrifted a handful of designer. Let me show you. Obviously real and fake, but I thrifted this Prada backpack. This is fake. I could tell by how the emblem is not fully straight, but it's a really good backpack nonetheless. It has it checks out with all the branding and all that. So it's a really good from afar, and I got this for I think like $15. I thrifted this, which is actually real. Now I'll show you the details. Prada there. So it's this nylon zip. And so my little tip on how to know designer is have eBay ready. Have Vestiairecollection open, have Fashionphile ready. I have those always on my tabs on my phone ready to search something. These are your best bet, especially Fashionphile and Vestiaire, because they have authenticators. So you know those are authentic that are on there. With eBay, it's a little hit and miss, but most of them say it's authentic. So with this one, how I knew this was real is I went on Vestiaire and I found some Vestiaire selling this, and what I do is I go through all the photos and I just see if everything ticks out to make sure that all the details are correct, and then I buy it if it does tick out. So this was literally $10, this one here. This is one of the first designer bags that I bought in Korea. Now this is a vintage MCM. Now with vintage designer, it's a little bit hard because with vintage, they don't have serial codes and stuff like that. So you have to really look at the plaques and all the little details. But this, I found a exact same bag on eBay and that was authentic, and so what I did was obviously I compared and made sure that everything ticks out, and I picked this one up for 30,000 won or $30. There's also situations where you just can't tell. This bag here, I still don't know. Everything ticks out, and that's why I'm very confused. I don't know if this is real or not. Someone said in my previous video that it was real. So I don't know, but if it is a vintage Speedy bag. But I bought it, it was literally $15, and I saw it. It's patinaed really lovely. The canvas is beautiful, and it's in really good condition. So I picked it up anyway, not knowing if it's real or not. I did a quick search, and obviously with Louis Vuitton, it's so hard these days to know if it's real or fake. Yeah, so that's kind of my big pointer, is just have eBay, have Vestiaire out, and just look up. And if you don't know the name of the bag, just look up. What I did for that Prada bag, I literally looked up Prada lock nylon bag, and I was able to find it on Google, which led me to Vestiaire, where they were selling it. Thrifting can be really intimidating in Korea, especially in some of those really small stores where the owners kind of follow you around. And I found out that thrifting is still kind of, there's like lots of thrift stores like I said, but thrifting is still seen as not taboo but kind of frowned upon because they think it's dirty. So a lot of older, more 40 plus thrift, I notice that when I go thrifting, it's normally older people. So you don't really see like young kids thrift like you normally do in America and Canada and New Zealand and Australia and all that stuff. So just keep that in mind. You will be thrifting with all the ajimas and ajishis, but it's fine. They always tell you how pretty you are and tell you how amazing it looks, and then obviously you have to buy it because they think you look great in it. That is the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have any more questions about thrifting in Korea, let me know. I will try and link the brands, all the things that I mentioned down below. Yes. Okay, amazing. I will see you soon. Bye bye. Ciao. Kakitiano. Bye bye.